The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. What would you dream of finding if you embarked on a journey into the unknown? Perhaps a fabulous treasure buried among the desert dunes? The love of your life in a paradisiacal oasis? Or maybe the complete realization of yourself on the peaks of an Egyptian pyramid? In the famous novel The Alchemist, the young shepherd Santiago has been dreaming since childhood of a mysterious child with Middle Eastern features who gently takes him by the hand and leads him to the majestic pyramids of Egypt. There, among the pink sand dunes and the ruins of ancient temples with an Egyptian appearance, the dark-eyed child solemnly promises him that someday, in that place full of mysteries and arcane symbolism, he will find an invaluable treasure, greater than Santiago can even imagine. This video book is a summary of the original work. The complete book published by the author can be found in its original language at the link in the description of this video. Before continuing to listen to the video book, we ask you to support us by subscribing to the channel and activating the bell. Thank you. This exotic and vivid dream repeats almost every night for the young Spanish shepherd, immersing him each time in a fascinating but enigmatic parallel reality, never the same. However, once he opens his eyes at dawn, Santiago dismisses the recurrence of these nightly images, discarding them as the product of his fervent imagination. At least, until, prompted by the cryptic words of a chatterbox fortune teller from his small Andalusian town, one of those women dressed in colorful shawls, floral skirts in gypsy style, golden bracelets tinkling with every movement of the hand, and earrings so huge that make the ears look like two enormous black holes ready to swallow everything around them, he decides to embark on the journey to Egypt. Determined to discover what this incredible treasure is that the child with almond eyes promises him so many nights under the moonlight of the desert. He then sells his beloved sheep, dreaming of being able to buy 1,000 more with the wealth that awaits him, and sets off, backpack on his shoulder, southward with a heart full of hope. He only has a few cents in his pocket, but a lot of confidence in good fortune and in the hidden meaning of that dream that persists in visiting him every night. Thus begins for Santiago an epic, incredible journey, both physically through dusty countries and continents, and above all, within himself, in a depth never explored so intensely. It will be an initiatory journey, a slow metamorphosis that will lead him to discover how the world is full of signs, symbols, and omens that only the wisest and most attentive are capable of perceiving and interpreting. Through the numerous adventures that the protagonist faces along the long road to the legendary pyramids. From the tragic theft of all his belongings, including the sleeping bag, during the crossing of the Strait of Gibraltar aboard a battered ship, to the hard work as an assistant to the mysterious Cristobal, a seller of crystals and magical stones in the Tangerine market. Passing through the terrible sand and windstorm in the Sahara Desert, where he was about to lose his life, and the subsequent kidnapping by a Tuareg tribe, convinced that he wanted to steal their already scarce water resources. Santiago understands that dreams are nothing more than coded messages sent to us by the soul of the world to guide us towards the fulfillment of our deepest and hidden desires. After traversing for weeks the arid pink plains of the desert on the back of an old humpbacked camel named Salim, having admired the purest and starriest sky he had ever seen in his life, and having lived in the oasis of El Fayum an exciting love story with the beautiful Fatima of intense black eyes, brave Santiago finally reaches his long-awaited destination, Egypt, with its immense pyramids and the legendary Sphinx with its impenetrable gaze. And it is precisely there, in the shadow of the monumental Giza complex, that the young man begins frantically to dig, full of feverish hope, more convinced than ever that the long-awaited treasure is hidden just beneath those sun-dried desert lands. The exact place to dig had been suggested to him by an innocent dung beetle that Santiago, being a perfect country boy, recognized as the umpteenth omen, the last of a long series, of his personal initiatory journey. But just when it seems he has arrived, when the shovel is about to strike the treasure chest, here comes the bitter disappointment. Two arrogant young Egyptians catch him digging and, believing he has found an ancient secret treasure, mockingly ridicule his foolishness in pursuing such a futile dream. However, one of the two local boys, perhaps sensing the sincerity of his motivation, then confesses in a low voice to also having a very strange and practically identical dream to his own. According to these nocturnal visions, digging under an imposing ancient sycamore that grows lush, next to a dilapidated country church, somewhere in his beloved Andalusia, that young man would one day find a fabulous case overflowing with gold coins and sparkling gems. Too bad he never had the courage, or the means, to travel to distant Spain to find out if his dream is reality or pure illusion. Once back in his quiet Andalusian village, embracing his father and the old oak under which he used to fall asleep gazing at the clear sky, and then confronting his church in ruins with the imposing sycamore thriving beside it for generations, Santiago finally understands the true meaning of the recurring dream that initiated his long journey of inner growth. It was not about a material treasure at all, but the discovery of himself and his place in the vast universe, which is the divine design of the world. Dreams are the key to accessing our truest and deepest desires. And you, what is your recurring dream? Would you like to someday have the courage to make it come true? The personal legend, when dreams come true. There exists a mysterious power that resides in the heart of every human being, a unique and special calling waiting to be revealed, our personal legend. What is the personal legend? It is our most authentic talent, our ultimate mission on this earth. That special gift or personal dream that we felt from childhood that we should express and cultivate before the noise of the adult world stifled it. According to ancient wisdom, each of us possesses a personal legend, our own path that we are called to tread, a song to sing in chorus with the universe. Fulfilling it means living in harmony with our deepest self and with the soul of the world, which always supports us with its abundance. However, few achieve it. As people grow up, most set aside childhood dreams, convincing themselves that they are unattainable or childish. The concerns and opinions of others take control, stifling the call of the personal legend. On his pilgrimage to the Egyptian pyramids, the shepherd Santiago encounters a strange old man with a magical aura named Melchizedek. He explains the concept of the personal legend, urging him to rediscover his own. Realizing your deepest dream, the very reason you are on this earth, requires courage, determination, and the will to follow your heart even when everyone advises against it, Melchizedek tells him. But if we succeed, we will finally be in tune with our most authentic self and with the soul of the universe, which always supports us on the journey. During his journey, Santiago encounters other emblematic characters embodying this concept: the alchemist, who has dedicated his entire life to the great work transmuting base metals into precious gold, and the Englishman, a young alchemy scholar hoping to become an alchemist someday. From them, the shepherd learns that we should not settle for easy rewards like money and fleeting glory, but aim for something greater that we carry in our hearts, our personal legend. And that the best texts to understand it are not academic but the symbols of existence itself, where everything seems connected by invisible threads of gold and love. Listening to the call of our hearts and realizing our purest dreams is not always easy. Ancestral fears and insecurities hold us back, whispering that we are on the wrong path and that it is better to give up. But if we nourish it with unwavering self-confidence and trust in the abundance of the universe, it will inevitably lead us to where we need to go. At the end of his adventurous journey, Nearing the site of the majestic Egyptian pyramids that once represented his treasure, Santiago understands that his personal legend was never the treasure itself but the wisdom and spiritual fulfillment gained along the magical path to reach it. And yours, what is your personal legend? What did you dream of being or creating when you were a child? It is still time to resume that interrupted path and live the life you were meant to live. The love as the essence of the universe. Within the folds of the magical novel The Alchemist flows an intense love story between Santiago and the beautiful Fatima, a Bedouin woman living in an oasis in the desert. Santiago arrives there during his journey to the distant pyramids of Egypt, the goal of his recurring dream. In the oasis, the caravan with which he travels is forced to make a forced stop due to conflicts between warring nomadic tribes in the surrounding desert. It is around the well of the small Bedouin village that Santiago meets sweet Fatima, who comes to fill her water jars. Fascinated by her, the young man returns every day to wait for his beloved by the well, just to exchange a few words and extend those brief but intense conversations in which both share passions, hopes, and their respective dreams. Soon, Santiago will ask for the hand of young Fatima, and the wedding will be celebrated, according to tradition, as night falls. But their union, though intense and overwhelming, is not destined to last. Through this sudden and profound love story, the author invites us to reflect on broader and more universal existential questions. Can love truly be the exclusive possession of the other? And if we do not love something or someone purely and unconditionally, can we truly say that we possess it? During his process of inner growth and approaching his most authentic self, Santiago is forced on several occasions to separate and definitively renounce the things and people he values most. His beloved flock of sheep, the hard-earned money saved through years of hard work, even a whole bag full of shiny pure gold coins that the alchemist himself gave him as a reward for reaching his dream. But of all, the most heartbreaking and painful farewell for the heart of the shepherd Santiago is undoubtedly that of his beloved Fatima, the young woman he has fallen madly in love with in the idyllic oasis of the desert and who has quickly conquered the deepest part of his heart. Before departing, Santiago spends sleepless nights wondering if he should really continue the journey to the long-awaited treasure of the pyramids or if it is time to stop and stay forever with the sweet half that destiny made him find. After all, at this point in his journey, isn't Fatima an indispensable and integral part of his personal legend? Perhaps the real treasure to find is her, and the happiness he manages to give him by her side? But the wise and intelligent Fatima, daughter of the desert and untainted nature, thinks completely differently. She perfectly embodies that innate wisdom that belongs only to those intimately connected and who listen to the primordial rhythms of the universe. In fact, the young woman tells her beloved Santiago to continue with conviction the journey to the distant lands of Egypt because she represents that special gift that the magical desert promised the shepherd, the reward after so many adventures that destiny had assured him at the beginning of the journey. If their love is destined to continue and strengthen, if they truly have the possibility of being together, she will be there confidently waiting for his return among those golden dunes that saw her born. She will do so, looking hopefully at the horizon until one day, finally, she can embrace him again in her loving arms. Fatima knows very well that if the brave Santiago never returns to her, if cruel fate takes him away forever, well, in that case, his soul will simply reincarnate elsewhere. Perhaps in the form of a white dove flying over the desert or in the sand of a dune swept by the wind, or even in the proud and untamed gaze of a hawk scanning from above that endless golden expanse. But their love, that can never truly fade away. It will continue to exist as long as the world exists, in any form they choose to assume. Even the alchemist, a wise man aware of universal rhythms, fully supports Fatima's perspective. Only by freely choosing to continue his journey and then return when the time is right will Santiago finally demonstrate the purity and authenticity of his love for Fatima, without the need to possess her or keep her tied to him with force or deceit. And what do you think? Should love be lived until? The omens of destiny speak to us. It is up to us to know how to listen to them. There is a philosophical dilemma that haunts Santiago throughout the entire narrative of The Alchemist. Are we truly free to choose our path in life, or is everything already written for us by destiny, even before our birth? Santiago frequently reflects on this great existential question, especially when, on more than one occasion, during his adventurous journey to the remote pyramids, events, encounters, and even seemingly fortuitous objects seem to lead him with determination toward a specific path, as if they were messages or suggestions sent in unison by the universe itself to guide him. These particular events or chance elements are nothing more than the famous omens. True signs of destiny that manifest before the initiate as symbols, visions, or meaningful coincidences capable of pointing the right way to follow or offering a veiled glimpse into the future that awaits us. It is precisely the omens that decorate Santiago's tortuous path toward the distant Egyptian dunes. The two famous Urim and Thummim stones that King Melchizedek gives to the young man at the beginning of the journey, for example, have the precise purpose of assisting him in the arduous task of correctly interpreting the hidden meaning of the various omens that, the elderly king is sure, will not fail to appear on his path. And indeed, there they are, punctual, one after another. The appearance of a dung beetle at the feet of the Great Sphinx, suggesting to Santiago the exact place to dig to find his buried treasure, or the two hawks that engage in a fierce aerial battle right above the oasis where the young man is resting, a clear omen of the imminent attack by an enemy Tuareg tribe. This continuous and punctual sequence of omens and signs seems to effectively suggest that the young shepherd's path is, in some way, already laid out for him by destiny itself, as the famous Arabic proverb Maktub says, meaning it was already written. So, the question arises, if things are really like that, if we are all mere pawns at the mercy of a script already written for us by some divine entity, why should Santiago and every man strive so hard to achieve their own dreams and aspirations? And why do so many human beings, despite their efforts, miserably fail in their attempt? To unravel this intricate dilemma, the fundamental revelation comes from an old Tuareg camel driver. He also used to visit fortune-tellers and seers in his youth to consult his own future. But one day, one of them revealed a great secret to him: no man can truly know what must happen in the course of his life, only God is truly capable. Palmists and diviners of all kinds can read, at most, the omens of the present, not the actual events of our own becoming. The time has come to summarize this fascinating journey through the pages of The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho's literary masterpiece that has captivated readers worldwide for decades. Before discovering the conclusions of this magical allegory, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Your support is essential to produce more videos of this caliber. Through this wise allegory, Coelho explores universal themes such as destiny, free will, love, listening to the heart and the world. In summary, when we embark on a journey within ourselves and tune into the pulsations of the universe, we discover that everything is already perfect. This way, we can shape our biggest dreams. It's a timeless message that still resonates in everyone's hearts today. What is your personal legend? Well, with this video, we have come to an end. Until next time, from audiobooks to listen to.